trifecta.
See if we can get some more hate mail.
Yes.
All right, guys, so the video for Monday, the audio was really crappy. And it's probably because I did not project well. So if it sounds like I'm yelling, I'm not. I just want to make sure that I'm projecting well enough so that the mic will pick up the voice. Because there's quite a bit of footage on that video for Monday where it sounds like I'm doing this and going through stuff. And you can't hear shit on the film. So, and I don't want to have to redo the whole class. So we're just going to speak up a little bit, right? I'm not yelling at anybody. But. So Monday we went over side control, right? Proper side control top, proper side control bottom, maintaining side control, and we threw that Von Flu in there just because it's fun, right? We didn't do any re-guarding or anything like that. It was all about holding side control. So we'll do a quick review on that because I want you to have good positioning for top and bottom. Then we're going to go into an attack sequence on the far arm from top side control. It's going to be your Americana straight arm bar Kimura series, okay? It is one of the most popular chained sets of attacks in jiu-jitsu, outside of back control, right? Because it's right there. It's so easy to do, and you can try to defend it all day, but eventually you're gonna fuck up and get caught. So if you can get good top side pressure going and start that attack, so long as you hold position, you will almost guaranteed get that submission, okay? So let's start off going over side real quick. So proper top side control. I want to have a knee at the hip, knee at the shoulder, right? When I come down to apply pressure, I'm going to be sternum to sternum. I don't want to be over too far because you'll get pushed over. I don't want to be back too far because they'll shrimp away and run, okay? My head side arm is going to go under the neck. I'm going to reach through to where my bicep is on the carotid artery, and I can cup the armpit. This hand I'm going to bring down underneath. I want my elbow to be close to the ribs so that when I gable grip, this elbow can help impede movement of the hips, okay? I'm not worried about trying to pull them in super, super tight. I just want to be chest to chest and be heavy here, okay? And hold good position. Person on bottom, what they're looking to do is set frames. If you don't set frames, you're going to have a very, very, very miserable time here when somebody who knows how to apply pressure is on top of you, okay? The first set of frames is going to be your L-shaped arms, right? You have a forearm at the hip, you have a forearm across the shoulder and neck, and then you're going to put the insole of your foot on the inside of your knee and turn your hips toward the person on top so that you can get that knee in the hip socket, okay? What that's going to do for you is when I get in here, if Shane's frame is set up properly, if I apply a lot of pressure, I'm going to drive it into my throat and it's going to suck the top. Meaning I will immediately alleviate pressure, which helps him survive, right? Now the question was asked, can you choke yourself out from there? If you choke yourself out from top side control, you're a fucking idiot and you deserve to get choked out. You are in control of the pressure on your neck, okay? Do not drive your head so hard into that forearm that you do damage to your throat, choke yourself out, because you'll deserve it, okay? Nobody's pulling your head down. It's not some crazy go-go plot of bullshit choke, right? You're here. He's not controlling my head with the downward force. I am. So I'm down here talking like this, I don't fucking fall. And I need to back the fuck up, okay? So don't do it. Technically, yes, you could choke yourself out. But somebody doing this, you could choke yourself out with that too. Okay? Yes, sir.
Can you, if you're there, can you turn your head sideways?
You sure can.
Push
You can
down.
look towards the hips, use your chin and your jawline, and we're going to go into that for attacking that far arm. Okay? The other important thing is that knee in the hip socket because that blocks you from going into mount or knee on belly. Okay? We want to make sure the insole is on the inside of the knee because if you just cross your leg there and you're really strong with this and I push, right? Whoop. Now you're like Buffalo Bill on Silence of the Lambs and you're just getting collapsed, right? That's not good. So you keep that insole on the inside of your knee. Now if I push this over,
Well, if you do.
if it collapses, you still have a base here and a frame that's gonna make it a little more difficult for me to go into mount, and you can always lift this knee to help block that, okay? Now, let's talk about attacking this far arm, okay? Nobody's just gonna give it to you, and if they do, they're setting up a trap, right? Admiral Akbar is trap, right? If I get here, and I say, oh, look, an arm, and Shane just does this, he's not just going to lay it straight down, he's going to extend it to where my body's got to come over here. If my body comes over here, he's going to go into the armpit. Oh, no. Oh, this sucks. It's terrible. And I'm hosed, right? So we don't want that. As an experienced grappler, you're going to understand that anything that is too easy is a trap, right? If you get something that easy, odds are you're being set up. It should always be at least a little bit of a struggle when you're rolling. When we're repping technique, of course, it's going to be easy. The key to remember is not to move your body weight past that center line. You should stay sternum to sternum the whole time that you're in top side control, unless you're transitioning to another spot. Okay? So I'm here. I want to attack this arm, but Shane's got his frames in really well, right? I don't want to let go because I don't have control anymore. So what I'm going to do is this hand, I'm going to reach under and cup into the armpit and pull my elbow towards my knee. It compromises his neck, so he's going to have a harder time moving around, right? With this hand, I'm going to come in and I'm going to start pushing on this elbow. I'm going to look at the hip and drive my jaw underneath the forearm and start to push down. If he starts pushing back, my head becomes a battering ram, and I push it down. Once I get this away from his body, he no longer has the strength that he used to have. He doesn't have the leverage. So I keep a firm grip here. This hand can come out. I'm going to put my elbow on the side of his head next to his ear. I don't want him looking at what I'm doing, so I'm going to turn his head away, grab the wrist, come underneath. Now at this point, you're going to be very gentle with your training partner. Most people have very tight shoulders. If I get this and I just rip this straight down, Shane's going to have a bad time. He's going to tear his rotator. We don't want that. That's mean. On the street, I don't give a shit. Tournament, I kind of don't give a shit. Training mats, we go slow with submissions so we don't hurt each other. Okay? So we're here. I want the wrist on the mat. Boom. I'm going to get a motorcycle grip, thumb on top, on both his wrist and my wrist. I'm going to bring his elbow down to his ribs slowly. Then I'm going to throttle down and lift my elbow. All right, so I'm here. I'm going to bring it down, right? No, I'm right here. I'm going to bring it down, and I'm going to throttle down and lift my elbow, right? That's going to cause his arm to do this. Yeah. Okay? It's going to lift the elbow. This wrist stays pinned to the mat. That causes the shoulder to start to tear. Okay?
So the pressure is on the shoulder.
Yes. Well, kind of, right? So, wrist stays smashed to the mat. Okay? Elbow comes up. Pressure is inside of the shoulder joint. That's where you're going to feel the pain. Okay?
So if you were doing this in a life or death situation,
You'd rip it.
you would rip the shoulder out? Or
Oh
the
yeah,
elbow?
it would tear the rotator cuff. It could potentially separate the shoulder.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. That's why we do it slowly, right? Once you get to here, right, with this on the mat, and you come under, in a lot of cases, this is enough to get the tap, right? Especially if you're working with people that are a little bit older, right here is enough to get the tap. If that's not enough to get the tap, we bring it down to the rib cage. That takes all the slack out of the shoulder. I can feel Shane's hand right now trying to tap, right?
It's ready.
Once I get to here, I just roll my elbow up a little bit. There's the tap, okay? It doesn't take much. So you go slow. Got it?
Yes, sir.
How fast do we go?
Slow.
Slow. How slow?
Very slow.
Super low.
Give your training partner time to tap. If you're having this done to you, right now, do not push the boundaries. You're gonna feel some pressure. Tap. We're gonna get a lot of reps on this. If you don't tap early and tap often, you're gonna have sore ass shoulders tomorrow, and probably for the next couple of days. So tap early, tap often, feel the pressure, right? Those of you who've trained a little bit longer, you know the limits of your shoulders, go ahead and let them stretch out a little bit. So long as your training partner is not doing a quick jerk, okay?
I got one more question.
Yes, sir.
The hand that's holding the arm down,
Uh-huh.
you had an open grip on it. You don't. It's
Yeah.
not this. It's
No.
this.
Right here. Thumbs attached, right? You're just making a C. That's all you have to do.
Okay.
Because your top pressure down. Now the Kimura is going to be different because we have to get a C clamp on that.
Okay.
The Americana, just cup it.
Then I've been doing it wrong the entire time I've been here.
It's not right or wrong, right? Don't think of it in right or wrong, okay? There's not fully understanding how the grips work for the move, and then graduating to a better grip system for the move to be more successful, okay?
Okay.
Kind of like when you're doing grips for stand-up. We grab shit, we just hang on for dear life. When we don't understand in the beginning all of the intricacies of the stand-up game and the grip fighting. As we grow in our jiu-jitsu, we realize, hey, I don't need to have a death grip on this. It's okay to bait this grip, right? That comes with time. So, not wrong, okay? All right, get paired up on 2 on 2. Yeah.
What's that? Break your fucking arm?
Does it show anything or no? Just keep thinking it. Okay. I didn't know if there was a tell.
That way, you've got some experience working with the not as experienced. And people, if you have an injury, make it known. There is no dishonor in saying, hey, my shoulder's jacked, be easy with it, or do the other side. So for you, if your shoulders are really, really tight right now, you're gonna get some resistance bands, and you're gonna do YWLT exercises. Your shoulders are tight because you have imbalance in the musculature.
Some
Right,
of
so
them
you've got some of the
video
activity, some of the flexibility, right?
are.
Those YWLTs.
I know it here, Monday. There's a video of him studying side control. He took his biceps to the head, and you turn the head just a little bit. And this aligns the spine, and you feel the pressure.
There's about a billion videos on YouTube for doing those.
Doesn't matter who needs to see that. You guys are going 2-2.
Yeah.
Gluttons for punishment, 2 in a row.
On something like this, you spend more time flipping back and forth.
That's true. No, that's a good point.
Did you want to use your other shoulder?
Yeah, it'll be easier for you.
Then I come up.
Well, some people, you can do that with some people, but the more success you'll have is make sure this, and of course feel that he's not tight or anything, but try to keep that to the mat, and trying to bring his elbow to his ribs. Sometimes the closer you get to the ribs, the worse it feels.
Come up.
Yeah, slowly.
I know.
Just your elbows coming up. Not your wrist. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly it.
I bet you're glad I wore deodorant. I said, I bet you're glad I wore deodorant.
You should always wear deodorant, mister. We were just talking about that. Yeah, right? But I'll have you know you don't ever stink, so we're good.
This
So
elbow.
I was more like that.
I appreciate it. There we go.
Yeah, well, just tap when you have to, it's okay. Because you have very tight shoulders.
Slow.
You ain't that slow.
Yeah.
Your elbow went all great, mate. So you said he before that. I don't know. That was because I was having Dr. Field. Maybe.
Yeah, we were there. It's your extermination, what? No. Yeah, I know it.
So,
Like
like the Brazilian say, you watch my hand. It's grip. Okay. Bring this down.
And usually
Well, your face is softer than your forehead.
but everyone's shoulders are different, so that's why I always like to pay attention to how that's gonna be. So start off your head control though, because you want to get used to being inside control with head control, right? Yeah, have your.
That looked pretty good, Doug.
That was storage in there, right?
You got your whole body being stretched better.
So, yeah, for sure, I do this all the time, period, even for, because you're getting it off of your neck, right?
Wait,
You're gonna push that in there, you're gonna put your hands in there, right?
There you go.
Because he's gonna be fighting you if you're
Yeah.
Exactly. Right, but now the key, yes, that's good, the key is to keep the chest pressure on your elbows too.
Get used to getting into that position.
Yes. Nope. Now what you're gonna do, I feel like I have.
All right, guys, finish the rep that you're on.
Always the chest pressure on here. Yeah.
Keep your chest pressure.
Reverse rub. Rub first or bring down? Down, up, and then tilt up.
Bring it down closer to my ribcage. There you go.
All right, guys, let's talk about how we can tighten this thing up. Okay?
Sir.
So I get to here, and we're having a grand old time. I just cannot get this thing to sink in, right? So you know how we did the down throttle with this hand, right? We're going to do down throttle with this hand as well. What that's going to do is it's going to take the slack out of the joint by rotating this out, which changes the angle of the humorous head in the socket for the shoulder, right? So as this comes down and it's tight, it's rotated out, there's no slack in the joint anymore, so it takes a lot less lift to get the tap, okay? So everything's loosey-goosey, wrist is on the mat, I'm under the elbow, but he's being real pain in the ass. He's really flexing. It's like working with Zane, right? So I'm going to bring it down to the ribs. This takes a lot of the slack out just by itself. I'm going to start to reverse thrust on the inside hand, which you can see my wrist is coming up and raising the elbow. I'm going to reverse throttle here and rotate this out and point his palm. That already sucks, right?
Yeah, it does.
And in a lot of cases, just doing this and this, you'll get the tap.
Yeah.
You don't even have to pick your own elbows up off of the mat. Rotate, rotate,
It's insane.
okay? So we're rotating and our wrist is coming up high, right? We're rotating and changing the angle of their arm. If it's here, there's more play. If it's out here, you can do this yourself. Take your arm, make an L, right? Palm facing out. Now bring your elbow down to your ribs. You still feel some flex in your shoulder, right? Rotate your hand away. You feel how it tightens your shoulder up? Rotate your palm to the outside. You can feel that tension inside the shoulder. Now lift your elbow with that tension. It sucks. Okay? That's what we're doing. We're taking all the slack out of the shoulder and then rotating up. Okay? Couple more reps, then we're going to move on. On 2 on 2.
Yeah, that's nasty.
It gets knotted, right?
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
Then I'll be good. No, that's fine.
Just check it.
River's setting up and doing this, and you're like up here. Yeah. I'll latch onto it. Sit up here sometimes, and then I'll just roll it down.
Guys, make sure you're keeping chest contact. We have to maintain pressure through the entire movement. If we relax pressure, they're going to get away.
Your elbow. Off my ear. There you go.
Don't gut it out, Doug.
What?
Don't gut it out. If you're feeling it, go ahead and tap.
But I'm feeling the stretch at the same
What's that?
time.
I get it.
It feels good.
The problem with it is that stretch, if you're not used to it, is going to start causing micro tears. Right? And
That was a game changer.
with repetition, it's gonna pull you off balance. Okay? So get your body used to doing it before you start pushing it.
You're
Okay?
on the wrong side. Right? Am I wrong?
No, you should.
That bottom line, outside wrist, makes it really
Sorry.
Everything you should
Practice,
terrible.
Practice is muscle memory.
Roll your body weight out.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, right here.
You know what? I've corrected that like almost every time.
Okay.
I realized I'm like, oh, look more over here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the other side.
One more rep each.
What he's also talking about is when you take that arm out from under the hang, you still want pressure.
Yeah.
Almost every
That
one.
elbow gets
It's not keeping pressure.
next to you. There you go.
Wow.
I know it. There you go. Okay. Pull down slow, lift up slow. Pull down slow, lift up slow.
Right. The bad spot, right It on does the it. I put tendon. it on rain or anything.
One more rep each, guys. Finish up. We're gonna move on.
Yes, yes.
Do you really want to hurt me?
You're
It's easy.
This is my weak side. I need more practice.
That twist on it is just gross.
I know, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Oh, wait. Almost. Okay, good. So, couple things. If you have really tight shoulders, get yourself some resistance bands, jump on YouTube, get a video for the YWLT exercises, okay? One of the primary reasons your shoulders are tight and shitty is because you have an imbalance in flexibility and strength on the front and back side of your shoulders, okay? As well as your delt caps. I got this from my chiropractor because I went in whining out my shoulders after doing these techniques. He told me that my shoulders are shit. I need to build them up by doing these exercises. So this is not me telling you, this is a medical professional telling you. If you have shitty shoulders, this is a way to help fix and armor your shoulders, okay? Now, a couple things we have to fix, and you need to keep this in your head. Okay? Once I attack this far arm, right? Once I attack this, and I bring this arm out, I am not coming up. Okay? Do I have control?
No.
No. I have to maintain chest pressure through this entire exercise. So I come out, I secure, and I'm not doing these big looping movements where my shoulders are coming up, because now he's going to block my bicep, and I no longer have an attack, right? I'm here, I stay tight, I come up and across, I stay low and tight. I'm not going this way. If I go this way, he's going to trap that arm, right? I can come here, come right across the neck, right? Threaten all kinds of other mean shit. Get my elbow down first. I don't go here and try to bring this in because he'll block it. I come across, my elbow comes in. Elbow hits the mat next to the ear hole, then I grab the wrist. Okay? Any other way, he's going to trap your arm. Well, a grappler who knows what they're doing is going to trap your arm. You may get away with it a time or two. You will not get away with it permanently. So get that elbow down first. When I start attacking over here, right, I keep my chest pressure. Why do I keep my chest pressure?
Because you can sweep you.
You can get swept. But what else is keeping chest pressure doing to the rest of his torso?
Isolation.
It's keeping his shoulder on the mat.
Oh.
Right?
He can't twerk.
If I lean this way and he can roll this shoulder up, it's harder for me to get this technique, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I stay here and that shoulder can't come up, and then I take the slack out, now if he tries to move, he's going to submit himself. But if I come up, he's got room to move.
Yeah.
Okay? So we have to maintain that sternum to sternum chest pressure to keep that torso pinned down. Otherwise, they start to maneuver a little bit. We're going to be less likely to get our submission. Okay? Now, when somebody's attacking you from the top and attacking this arm, and they start setting this move up, what does your brain immediately tell you to do?
Get your arm straight.
Move your fucking hand.
Yeah.
Right? So if I'm here, and I've got this, and I come out here, and I rake across this way, what's he doing? Running away, right? His hand's like, no, not me. And he's gone, right? Now I got to catch it. When I go to catch this thing, I'm already here. I'm already blocking it from going lower. When I go to reach out for this, am I going to do this?
No.
Why?
Whoop.
Where's my body weight? Where's my center of mass? It's past his center line, right? So my heels, my butt is off of my heels, meaning I can be swept, right? So we want to maintain here. We're going to block this from going too far, and we're going to start attacking out this way. I want to trap the wrist and get my hand underneath, and then cut my forearm. That thumb, where that thumb's pointing, I want to start applying pressure at his elbow directly on the opposite side. Okay? So again, I'm here. I attack the arm. I can use his hip as a block for my elbow, right? If I go high and I start pushing here, he pushes my arm away. Just push, oh shit, I don't got nothing, right? But I come in, I use your hip as a block, push my arm out of the way. Where you going, pal? Nowhere, right? So I get to here. This hand comes out from underneath, we rake across, it runs away. Well, shit. I'm going to grab, I'm going to reach under and grab my own forearm. Then I'm just going to reverse throttle and get the tap. Okay? Be very careful that you're not leaning too far on this. People like Shane, it's hard to get this on because he's got a massive wingspan. Most people, you'll be able to secure the wrist to control where that thumb is going. But Shane's reach is massive. He's like Stretch Armstrong. Okay? So keep that in your mind as you're working with people. If they have a long reach, you're not going to be able to get as far to the wrist. But once we get there, we want to get a hold of it so it can't rotate. Then we're underneath of the elbow, grip our forearm, and we just flex by doing that reverse throttle. That applies pressure underneath the elbow. We've got another fulcrum down here, and we get the arm bar.
Directly under the elbow?
I go directly under the elbow. I don't go above it. I don't go below it because I can feel the elbow bone on the back of my wrist, right? And that's enough. Okay? Ready to try it? On 2, 1, 2.
They have one of those too that they can get.
Right. Orangutan arms, orangutan arms.
Yeah, you know,
Just on the. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Don't go around, go across. As you're coming through.
Well, I mean, he might, if he thinks you're gonna attack from here, he might go straight down too. So you wanna travel his arm from here. Yes, this hand is gonna be here, you wanna make sure that you're here. I would not worry about clothes at all. I didn't see how Tom had it on me, but I would secure as much as I can. Go to the elbow and grab your own forearm. However you can get to here, you wanna be here, but you can, because you wanna get more close to here to control his wrist, without shifting your weight too far.
Across, don't let him under pressure.
Well,
He did.
yeah, he's a little bent, so you have to push him that way. Whatever way the thumb is pointing is the way you wanna push.
Put the frame. So,
Well,
the grip is actually
the idea is to grab and to control the wrist. For you, I know, for you, this might be a difficult move for you to pull off in a live roll because you have flexibility issues because we're on your knees.
So this man grabs my wrist.
If you can reach and still maintain, yeah.
when you do that, you reverse this hand.
Under my elbow, just feel my elbow bone on your
So don't raise here. You're doing not no.
grab my wrist
Like
itself.
reverse. You're like this. Push your elbow. Push your weight
Pay
up.
attention to where your elbow.
Yes.
Yep.
You wanna push my.
And then press down.
Push
Try to
down,
get it over
push down with your left
that
hand, and up
and
and
push
right.
that down as you wrist it up. Just the wrist. It's weird as hell, and this one, I'd almost say this is more lower percentage. I think even when like Clay's live roll with me, he gets like other ones, he doesn't get a straight arm. He'll go and try to trap me, but then he'll get here or get here on me. So it's kind of like that in between, or that's a lower percentage, but it makes them think. And then they might go here, and now you shift more. Not this. He's good at this. And of course, this. So, I think for you, because you're not short, but because you're limited here, you're limited at to where your weight can go. If you could get lower, don't worry. Okay, exactly. Get more flexible, or don't get to that. Or whichever comes first. But the hardest part is with this one is you gotta control that wrist. You gotta be able to get. That's why Tom was talking about how long my arms are compared to some other people.
You've gotta control
Difficult.
His elbow on the back of your wrist. It takes a minute to learn to feel it, right? Arms then forearm, good. And wrist down. Let that rest. Where's the app?
This hand needs to be up more.
If I do.
I don't want to extend too far, but you're
Trying to extend you fairly far.
you're like this, and it's not doing it. Okay.
You need a little more leverage farther down the wrist.
Your partner in the bathroom there.
Oh, yeah. It's okay. Needing some instruction anyway.
How's your arm feeling?
It's actually not as bad. Yeah, I've worked a lot on my shoulder personally because like where my time like it was bad, and I think part of it was being off like 2 years. So when I started after the surgery, I can't move my hand above my head like this way, and because it's all tight. And those are all pretty much just where like I could go all the way back.
So
Like,
you're doing the same works. Oh,
and
Fingers on top.
strength and all that.
There you go. You're on the elbow, right?
If you're going for it, then I'll
Yeah, I keep
Grip here. Try to hand that. Flex your wrist. Do that reverse thrust. There you go.
Slow down. Pipe that you just hold on to it, or you use like a broom. You just go over your head and try.
So do you bring it?
I feel like
Yeah,
that.
you try.
Like if you go straight like that,
You can go.
my control, the wrist is really weak. You can
easily.
That's like-
Or is it because my arm was blocking you from coming down that you can't do it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I use the PVC.
Another question? I wouldn't say it's incorrect. 'Cause if you've got good chest pressure, I would try to keep the hip blocked so they can't
They're
shred.
not always.
We're still
They're not always. I'm on the bottom.
I just find myself naturally moving that back. So
I was probably, I was just me in college, just trying to.
Yeah.
Eventually.
If they skin
You get that.
Like,
you're
I
gonna
think it was just short one time.
You grab those.
So if I can stick here, if I can send this one back maybe.
Yeah, if that helps, then sure. So long as you're not leaving gaps, right?
Alright. Gotta slow down jamming that in. Fucking pop.
Elbow.
Yeah, you're seeing.
You have it right? No.
That's actually an active fly. I like
There you go.
that.
All right, guys, finish the rep that you're on.
It's hard. How can you add that where's one? It also helps one or the other.
Shane? All right, guys, so are we having trouble with this?
Marginally.
Marginally, right? A lot of times what we're gonna run into is we're gonna get down here to block this elbow. This arm's coming out, we're gonna immediately grab here, right? So we're gonna be working reverse grips of what I was just talking about. Center mass, reach under, grab here, and try to attack. The only problem with going with the overhand under the elbow is a lot of times your angle is gonna be off, okay? It may feel more natural to get this way, but once we try to get everything rolled out, I have a harder time getting his thumb up, and my top arm is on a 45 across his elbow, closer to parallel than I am perpendicular. Okay? So if you can do it with the top arm being under, more power to you. You'll be more successful with the bottom arm going under. Okay, the hip arm going under, because your grip for the top will allow you to roll the thumb to the ceiling. The bottom arm will be more perpendicular to the elbow, which in the mechanics of the arm bar, that perpendicular pressure across the bottom of the elbows that gets you the submission, rather than being in line with it and trying to push the whole joint up. Does that make sense?
So there's a switch of hands at some point. You're pushing down.
So I'm here, right? I'm blocking the hip, blocking the elbow, right? When I come through, I'm going for the Americana, but he turns out, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go out here and grab and reach under and rotate it back through, okay? I still have my pressure, but I can roll that thumb to the ceiling with my fingers, right? Roll it back. Now I'm perpendicular on the elbow so that when I roll through, I get the tap. But if I'm this way, yeah, I can C-clamp this and turn it out, but my body position naturally keeps his thumb pointed down, right?
Okay.
I have a harder time, I have to use my thumb to roll his wrist up, which, look, it
Your arms are
flares
far.
my elbow,
Yeah, you're
right?
off mat now.
So when I go to grab my arm, and I'm trying to control everything else, I'm at a 45 or deeper or more shallow angle to where I'm not perpendicular anymore, right? So I don't get that pressure on the joint that I need to have to hyperextend it. It's much more difficult to do. So while that top arm, you may be thinking it's easier to duck under, that type of body position, sure. But the rest of the mechanics are off as far as getting that good cross going on, okay? Now, third technique. If I get in here and I attack, and I come in to get this, and he goes straight, right? I'm coming in, I'm going here. He's naturally going to now take his hand and be reaching for his belt, right? So if he can get a hold of his belt, or if we're no-gi, if he can get under his leg, I don't have an attack point anymore. But ho-ho, surprise, motherfucker. I'm blocking, he goes for the hip. Can he get his hip here? That's a negative Ghost Rider, that pattern is full, right? So this hand now is gonna come underneath and fish hook, right? We're gonna open that back up a little bit. So he's reaching for his hip and I'm blocking. I'm gonna come under and fish hook and pull that elbow up a little bit.
I get it.
Use my head to block a little more. I'm gonna grab a hold of his wrist. Now this is where I'm actually gonna C-clamp the wrist. I wanna grab this thing, it's mine, he doesn't get it back, right? So we're underneath the bicep and the tricep here. I'm going to push the elbow high and connect my hand, all right? Then I'm going to take my head knee, I should say. I'm going to step it back a little bit, and I'm going to pull his shoulder up, rotate that hand towards the mat, okay? I'm here. We attack, I block. I'm going to come out, come across, he straightens out. As I come in here, he goes for his hip, and I block, right? If he brings his hand back to go under my arm, I block, right? Oh, look, I got it now. Sweet. Now I got it. Elbow goes high, we come underneath. I'm going to grab my wrist, and this is going to be difficult on somebody with long-ass arms, right?
Sorry.
Shift my hips, lift the shoulder, and I push the hand towards the mat. Okay? We're here. We're rotating the hand backwards, right? You can feel the pressure on your shoulder right now. So go slow with it.
Only one leg. You only go up on one leg.
Yep, so I'm here, right? I'm reaching through. I post, and I'm going to start to rock down to my hip to pull that shoulder up. I'm coming up on my elbow, right? Once I'm here, my weight is on his midsection, and I can roll that underneath because my elbow will not be on the ground anymore. Okay? We ready to try it? On 2 on 2.
It's evil.
The key is to not let them grab their belt.
So he's gonna then do this to try to get to his belt.
So don't block next to his body. Block out a
So
little
what you
bit.
want to do is from this
Towards me.
come into there and do it.
There we go.
And flare it out.
Now don't make sure you're not taking yourself off your base, right? So this elbow can be on the mat. Boom. This one I want you to have out here.
From here now that you have that.
Now if he tries to reach his
yes,
belt,
yes, yes.
just be
Yes.
strong here, and you can walk your fingers over. All right? Now, fish hook. Grab the wrist.
You have a lot of flexibility there.
C-clamp that wrist. It's your wrist. And then move the elbow high.
It was good at the end. I don't know.
His elbow. Move his elbow high.
So you still feel
Grab your
pressure.
wrist.
I felt it at the end.
There we go. Now, yep. Sit down to your hip.
Yeah, you're
A
gonna.
little bit and rotate it back.
It's all good. How he reacts.
Yep.
The idea
You're
here
gonna try and
is
have an
this
L
is gonna
shape
be
in your
here
arm.
to block,
Right.
from getting that. So yeah,
Rock to your hip.
And then you can start
Rock to your hip. You've got to get down on your hip now. No. Other foot. Post. Here we go. Now drop down to your hip. Yep. There we go. Because that's gonna pick his shoulder up and allow you to rotate that hand back.
Yes.
Okay?
Grab your own wrist.
He tapped early, so. You know,
It's gnarly, man. It's gnarly.
Too far. What you want to do is, I will shift your weight this way. So this like
You want to pull my elbow up? There you go.
Yes, and there, yeah. And now you
Post that
kind
out.
of forearm.
Just kind of rock
The
back.
whole idea behind this
Push
is
my hand out.
the more this is bent, the harder it
Pushes
is.
back.
The more.
So keep rocking back.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's gnarly.
So You want more weight on your waist while you're doing this. So it's kind of like this. You're here. You want to shift
this way.
and post here. So he can't. That way he's not lifting up too much, and your weight's on him.
My weight's on it, yep.
Yes.
He's gonna start going through the belt.
And I'm so angle.
Be careful when you do that. Make sure.
It's a lot of fun. You having trouble? No.
I feel
Back your hand goes right here.
what I did
Right here.
where I it was almost scarf, but it's not scarf. It's
Look
not
my hand.
official.
Yes, official. Look my hand. Right?
I don't see how it's easy.
And then double like this. Now you have time to grab this. Yes.
Well, is this the side you're holding that we're working on with her? If you're
I'm back.
if you're here and we're doing this, no.
That was good.
Take this hand, grab it.
So exactly. So we're here.
There we go.
The idea here
Now,
is this.
you're gonna post your left
From
foot.
here, this leg,
Lift my
push
shoulder
shoulder
up.
up, and it's holding towards you. And my weight is on her.
Shane, towards you.
Zane, you're
Now
basically
rotate
doing
that
the same thing. I'm pretty much doing the same
There we go.
without having my legs
Got to roll him towards you.
You're like,
Exhale.
you're basically doing the same thing. He's not making a bigger step of it. That's all. He's just kind of doing it in one motion.
I'd want just
Go ahead.
he does it again.
This one.
Because I'm not.
This hand.
Here. Well, whose turn is it?
There we go. It's yours now. Don't let it go.
Okay.
Post your left foot.
Here.
Now, drop to your right.
Push you down.
And hold your shoulder up off the mat. Now you
Here.
rotate that.
That's me straight now.
There we go.
So I go to.
Make sense?
Here. And
Yeah.
Oh, don't let him grab.
Just grab your good. Grab your own wrist.
Okay, there.
His elbow goes high. Bring his elbow high. Yes. Now post your right foot. Rock to your left hip and roll his shoulder towards you. Now bend it back. Rotate, 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 rotate. There we go.
Bend the elbows. There's a. Show. I think you basically do the same. This is like making a top.
Look, straight. I don't want you to try and grab his ankle. Okay? Because odds are you're going to miss it. All I want you to palm down, right? And then as she goes, see your hand comes up here. Your hand comes up here. Right now, try to get the belt. Come on here, we'll take.
That's a little bit more subtle than the other one.
Right?
Because you gotta use your whole.
Wait.
Now she can't get it, right? Now this hand, look my hand, look my hand. This one goes under the elbow, fish hook, and flare. Yes, now grab your wrist. Now grab your
I
wrist.
forgot to
Elbow
push
goes
the
high.
push-up part.
Yeah.
Now post your right foot. Sit to your left hip. Roll easy. Now roll her towards you. Roll her towards. Don't just lift the shoulder. Roll her towards you. Now take the hand up. High. Rotate.
Hey.
Okay. No. All right, guys. Finish the rep you're on. Let's cover something real quick.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, grabbing him.
Do I have to split you two up? Fuck's sakes. All right, Shane,
Sir.
come on over. All right, guys, is anybody having trouble with this? It's okay. It's okay to say you're having trouble with it because it's something new for a lot of you, right? One thing that we need to make sure of, we get in, we're locked down, we're attacking, we're here, right? I've got my elbow on his hip, I'm blocking that elbow, I'm trying to come in, I come across the top, he straightens up. As he starts to come down and reach for his belt, I'm not staying here. But I'm also not going to try and catch this hand coming through, right? You're going to miss. If you're high and you don't have a thumb to hook, right? He's going to go under your arm and grab his belt, and now you're fucked, right? So I'm just going to be here, And as he reaches, I'm going to go here, right?
No.
Then this hand comes underneath, and I'm going to fish hook and pull that elbow high, right? Is it going to be easy? No. But I'm applying good pressure here, and I'm going to fish hook. That's going to buy me a few seconds or even a second to get my elbow back in and grab that wrist. And I'm grabbing the wrist. I'm not cupping the wrist. I grab the wrist. This is my wrist. It's going home with me now. We push the elbow high, grab our other wrist, and then I'm going to post the head side foot, and I need to roll them to me, right? This doesn't work if I just lift the shoulder. I have to roll them to me and then rotate. When I rotate, this elbow comes toward me, the wrist goes down. Okay? That makes sense? Those little details are going to make you successful with this rather than failing with this. All right? A couple of things to pay good attention to. Well, shit. You all got time to stay for a few? We'll get some positional sparring in. Okay, I'll set the timer for 3 minutes. Be with your training partner. Person on top, you can do the attacks. Person on bottom, cycle your frames, escape your arms, right? That's where we're going to go with it. All right? So the person on top, you're not trying to pass or anything like that. You're working those 3 attacks. Person on bottom, you're defending. You can switch your frames, escape your arm, right? But we're not sweeping. We're not regarding. Okay?
Sure.
All right. Get paired up? Yes, sir.
If the person on the bottom grabs their belt, do you reset?
Yes. Person gets hold of the belt, just reset. We're not going to fight through that. All right? Make sense? Okay. Let's go. Just positional, guys. Just positional. Not worlds or pans. We're not trying to win practice. We're working technique with some resistance. And for bonus material tonight, we're going to get some of the positional sparring done.
Yeah, switch my frames. Be a little pain. No, because she has to move the attachment. I'm talking about your leg thing. That's good. You got it.
That's why you gotta slide it on that touch.
Get your fingers out of that sleeve, Doug. It'll get you disqualified.
Can you come up over? Sure. You just gotta make sure your weight's on. As soon as you let your weight off of me, I'm fucking gone. I just thought of it.
We're actually going to get some sparring footage of it.
Thanks. Good job.
Say thanks to Dad. It's hard. You can't think through all the things.
And here we have the Larry Moore and Curly defense.
Well, do something. No. 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 Nope.
Oh, you had the arm bar there for a second.
Nope. Reject. Go. We're not done yet. You got a minute left. Is this a move? It is now. Elbow me in the nose. Okay. Yeah.
Then roll him up to you. Don't just lift him up, you have to turn him towards you. There we go. Sounds like we got the possession of Emily Rose going on over here.
That's hard. That's why you keep your hand on the ground, fella.
Change roll. Revenge is sweet, sweet, sweet. That is exactly what I said.
It's true. Yeah,
Yeah, 15 seconds. Catch your breath. Stretch them shoulders out. You shouldn't be losing your breath.
Catch my breath. I'm laying here.
Hey, Lori.
Yeah.
Smash.
I'm on top.
It doesn't matter.
You're all both right here. Oh.
Oh,
Yes. It's the glasses.
Get your belt, Doug. Get your belt, Doug. Get your belt. Get your belt.
I want to live.
We got the meaty hand defense going on over here. Just don't step on his head, Cam.
It's a big head. I'm allowed to.
I know he's your brother and all. Just
I'm just fucking with it. Well, I didn't do anything yet. You're gonna. We gotta defend it. I don't know how to defend it. You gotta
So-
either grab the belt.
so stick your thumb in his butthole and roll him over.
Okay.
It's an oil check. I'm
Isn't
kidding.
that-
Don't do that. Grab his pant leg. Sit up towards Shane. Sit up towards Shane. Grab his pant leg. Sit up towards Shane. Go, go, go. Use your foot, Grace. Turn, turn, turn. Go, 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 go. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Scoot, 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 scoot. You're not supposed to be sleeping here, but I just want you to do it.
I don't know what this is. Okay. Take it off me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh.
I'm not done yet. You got
1 minute.
I'm not done.
1 minute. Is that proper side control?
Well, I can't really.
I don't want to hear I can't. We don't use that C word on the map.
It is not easy
It's not going to be easy.
to open meaty arm from side control.
Never said it was going to be easy.
Extend your arm.
That's why I put rules on how you can do this.
Grabbing my thumbs.
Grabbing the meaty part of your thumbs.
Yeah.
And here we have the classic battle of son versus a parent.
Okay.
Both sides, your elbow and your knee at the same time. On each side of my head. Son of a biscuit.
Strength, Mom.
Saved by the bell.